Joyce Palmer provides wisdom on wealth, empowering women to be proactive and make safe, smart, and simple financial decisions. Welcome to Proactive Woman, helping create financial legacies for ladies. Oh, and men too.
And welcome into another edition of Proactive Woman, creating financial legacies for ladies. Oh yeah, and men too. I am Peter Rashan, and I am here with the founder of JP Financial Group. She is Joyce Palmer, leading the way, our financial fitness coach. Joyce, welcome back in.
Thank you, Peter. Nice to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you for the guidance and the instruction, kind of like a personal trainer for our financial lives.
Absolutely. Personal training. Everybody's New Year's resolution, right? I'm going to get in shape.
Yep.
Financially.
Well, a lot of that can be achieved through a better understanding of our budget and our expenses and controlling those expenses, maybe like we've never done before. So wanted to talk a little bit today about that budgeting process and how you help your clients and savers and investors who are serious about their future get a better handle on their money. I think for some of us, we sort of forget about the budget. Others stick to it to the penny. Regardless of where we fall, understanding where the money's coming in and where it's going out has got to be helpful, right, Joyce?
Understanding where your money is, where it's coming in from, where it's going out to is probably the most significant factor in building wealth and planning for your retirement. The first thing, though, I never call it a budget. That's a bad word.
People don't like a budget.
Huh? No, because when I think of budget, first I use myself. When I think of budget, I immediately think you are restricting me. You are telling me I cannot do something. You are forbidding me to go shopping or forbidding me to buy something I want. And when you tell me I can't do something, what do? Exactly the opposite. I want to do it. So we at JP Financial Group took it upon ourselves to delete the word budget, and we put it in exchange for spending plan. So call it trickery of the mind, psychology, or whatever. But spending plan means I can spend as much as I want. I can spend a whole lot. I can spend once I've met my basic commitments first. So now spending plan is more liberating. It's more empowering. It's more giving. So we develop spending plans.
I like it. I mean, subtle change, huge difference in the connotation and what it means. We talked on the last episode about how money was so psychological. There you go. That's an example of a psychological difference in the way that we're thinking about our money.
Absolutely. Psychological. And so when we think spending, now we can relax a little bit. We're not, putting handcuffs on you. We're not restricting you, but we're guiding you, and we're putting together reasonable goals, and handling all of the things we have to do first, making sure all of the main things are taken care of. And once those are taken care of, whatever is left is your spending money, your discretionary money. Now, it may only be $20, but you get to spend the whole 20. The goal, however, is to increase that discretionary money over time. And by following a spending plan, managing your cash flow, being diligent with it, you're going to find you have a lot of discretionary money that you can spend. And now you can start spending it on things you want, like increasing your savings for retirement or planning that vacation trip or doing something you want to do for the family. But now you can spend more because you've been more diligent with following your plan.
Joyce, I'm making $2 million a year. I cover all of my bills very easily. Do I still need a spending plan? Is it still going to benefit me?
If you're making millions, you still need a spending plan. Absolutely. And the reason you're making millions is because, believe it or not, you probably have been following some type of spending plan. The spending plan simply assess what comes in every month versus what goes out. It identifies our needs versus our wants. It puts a tracking process in place of what we are spending on a regular basis so that we are conscious of where our money is going. And when you do that, whether you're making 100,000 a year or you're making 200,000 a year, or if you're making $50,000 a year, tracking what you're spending, managing what comes in every month versus what goes out, having a good handle of your cash flow is going to ultimately lead you to making millions or having millions.
Joyce, on a previous edition of the program, we sort of discussed that where you really love helping people, and you help all kinds of people, but where you really love helping women and men is in making that transition to retirement. Now, on the day after we retire, it doesn't mean we don't need an income. It means we don't have an income. And so I have to imagine having that spending plan is pretty important during that transition.
Having that spending plan during retirement, after retirement, is just as important as having it while you're retired. Many times, while you're working, many times when we think retirement, we immediately know there's no longer going to be that paycheck coming in every 2 weeks or every month. So one of the most important things that we do in the retirement planning process is help our clients understand how to create a paycheck in retirement. So the best way to manage your retirement paycheck is to continue to have a spending plan, continue to monitor what's going out every month and what you're spending money on. So you definitely need that spending plan in retirement and before, if not more important, after retirement.
Well, Joyce, I'm on the doorstep of retirement. I've built up a nice nest egg, not so much because I had a spending plan that I knew about, although I guess I sort of had one. I just wasn't aware of it, but I've been making those contributions. But I want a spending plan because I want to go through retirement with confidence. Where does that process start? What does that look like to create a spending plan for me?
Where does the process start? The process starts first for us is actually a conversation. So at JP Financial Group, we pride ourselves on getting to know our clients intimately. So it starts with a conversation, a dialogue of, your mindset, your philosophy on money. Of course, we dive into where you are financially now, how much you make, how much you're saving. But it starts with a conversation, and then it goes into what I call a blueprint to lay out what's first, what's second, what's third. What are your goals? What are your needs immediately? And then what are some of the things you want to do when you get into retirement? What does retirement look like? Is it going to take 50,000 a year to have the retirement you want, or $500,000 a year to have the retirement you want? It depends on what retirement looks like, and it looks different for everyone. Some come in and retirement is traveling around the world and buying a second home and getting a boat and just really going all the way out in their go-go years. Others I sit down with in retirement is simply being able to spend time with their family, sleep in late on weekdays, and make Saturday like every day of the week, and being able to spend time with their grandchildren. And that's a modest retirement. So it may not need as much income as the other one. So it starts with a conversation, and it starts with identifying your goals. It starts with having a clear picture of what you want retirement to look like. And then we match the numbers and the figures and the facts to that vision of what you want.
Well, Joyce, this plan, this JP Financial Proactive financial blueprint, this spending plan? Is this something that you help savers and investors put together so they can get a better picture of what that retirement will look like for them?
Our blueprint, JP Financial Group's blueprint, is the proactive plan, a proactive blueprint that lays out a holistic approach. It starts with basics like the spending plan. It goes into your insurance needs. It goes into your income needs. It goes into your legacy planning. What do you want to leave? How do you position your assets to make sure they are left the way you want them to be left? So that JP Financial Group's proactive plan is comprehensive in every sense of the word, but it's also pretty thorough. It's pretty thorough. We don't leave anything to chance in that plan.
Well, if you would like to get your hands on that JP Financial proactive financial blueprint, including the spending plan, so you can know how much you need to retire, how much you can count and rely on in retirement, how you can spend in retirement with confidence, pick up the phone, give them a call. They're your local resource, just a short phone call away, 704-543-6269, 704-543-6269. You can reach them toll free as well, 800-481-1354. But most folks within the sound of our voice or watching on the podcast probably hear local 704-543-6269, or you can go online anywhere in the world, jpfinancialgroupllc.com, and lots of resources for you to begin your financial journey or continue your financial progress wherever you are in your path. Having that proactive financial blueprint will help lay out the next step and help you to be best at what's next. Pick up the phone, give them a call, go online, jpfinancialgroupllc.com, 704-543-6269. Joyce, we always appreciate your guidance here on Proactive Woman.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for listening to Proactive Women, helping create financial legacies for ladies. Oh, and men too. Be sure to visit jpfinancialgroupllc.com. Call Joyce at 704-543-6269 or email Joyce at jpfinancialgroupllc.com. You can find us on all your favorite platforms. Be sure to subscribe to hear more proactive wisdom on wealth from Joyce Palmer and JP Financial Group.
The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.